So first, let's get the background for this case.
Good evening, Johan. Yes, we are here at the North Gauteng High Court where we saw the beginning of the trial against 4 police officers from Katlehong. We're talking about Sergeant Kubega, Constable Mjali, Constable Kunene, as well as Constable Gumede, who have been charged with murder, attempted murder, as well as corruption. Now, what we understand about this case is that around the 9th of March last year, Polokanzi Tonsi, as well as his 2 brothers, were basically hanging out at home, and then they decided to drive their nephews back home. And what we understood from the press release that was released by IPID was that they were then subsequently stopped by the police officers that I've mentioned above, and then asked for a bribe after the driver of the car was then asked for his license. They were asked if they were drinking. They did accept that they did say that they were drinking, and then the police officer who's accused number 1 in this case then proceeded to allegedly ask for a bribe. The driver of the vehicle then said that he doesn't have money, and that's when we understood that he was taken into police custody, and the 2 other people in his vehicle were then followed the police van to the police station, where we understood that a severe beating took place.
So who was on the stand today?
Well, in fact, the alleged drunk driver, who is the younger brother to the deceased, and for the better part of today, in fact, right up until we adjourned this afternoon, we had extensive evidence coming from him, talking in detail as to what exactly happened on the 9th of March, detailing how accused number 1 asked him for cool drink, which is something that's generally used in the townships, referred to as a bribe. And when he said that he didn't have the money, that's when he was put in a police van. The accused officers then called for backup. In fact, 2 more police vans then came onto the scene. That's when neighbors started to come out, kind of questioning what's happening here. They proceeded to take him to the police station, and he gave us really, disturbing details around how they were beaten, how they were slapped, kicked, punched all over their body. He says that at some point his brother, who's the deceased, was also brought into the police station for a beating, and his head was in between the legs of accused number 1, who was beating him on his back, saying that at some point the officers that were beating them, when they could see that they were about to faint, then they would proceed to pour water over them to wake them up and to continue beating them.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Slindelo Masikane.